Hello, survivors, and welcome to another episode of Will You Survive?
The podcast.
As always, I'm joined by my two co-hosts. I have Eric here.
Hi, D Sarge.
And I have TJ there.
Yo, D Sarge.
We're going to be talking about the movie Greenland. If you haven't seen it, it stars Gerard Butler. And
That's a name that I've heard a lot. Oh, we're just gonna scroll over the D Sarge thing.
Yo,
so that
Big
nobody has any
Rard.
Context. Big Rard.
Big Rard butt.
That's one of those names where like I never remember who it is, and then I see him and I'm like, oh yeah.
Just fucking white guy.
He's like, and I don't mean that. There's like no way this isn't just a mean thing to say. He's like off-brand Liam Neeson to me, but in not like a bad way.
I feel
and
like
not in an
he's
insulting way.
off-brand, but he's also more like he's. I feel like he's more famous.
I only say
He's
off.
more
I don't
successful.
know about that.
I
do you
feel
know
like
what
he's more
do you know what I would
successful.
call him?
Liam Neeson was in the Star
I
Wars.
would call him off-brand Russell Crowe.
See, we're young.
See, but now when I think of Russell Crowe, I just think of him
You
fat
guys know
as
the
fuck in that
Gladiator?
one movie where he's in a truck.
Oh, I do.
You know?
You know, I was wondering about that. The Road Rage one, right?
Yeah.
Because I thought that was this guy.
No.
Oh.
Is this
the
another
guy?
two actors?
What's it? It's the one law-abiding citizen, I think.
Oh, yes. I
Where
love that
his
movie.
family gets like murdered or whatever, and he like finds the guy and does it and like fucking tortures him and shit.
Okay, the one that I would never. I don't know how I didn't know this. How do we not know that he was fucking Leonidas in 300?
Oh, I know that.
Because I haven't seen this movie in so long, or that movie.
I watched Meet the Spartans more than I watched 300.
I think I've watched 300 one time in my life a long time ago, and I could not tell you much about it. That's the This Is Sparta one?
Yep.
Yeah.
You know, he was in another apocalyptic movie.
Really?
Similar, same thing, only different. It wasn't a comet, but it was weather patterns and all of that was going haywire on the Earth. It was a geostorm.
Oh, I like Geostorm. I think that's a good one.
Oh, why do I look drunk on the camera?
He was the lead role.
Geostorm has a cool scene where I think it's Geostorm where all the people on the Brazilian beach like freeze over instantly because of the geostorm that happens there. That's a cool scene.
Dude, no way there's a geostorm in Geostorm.
Wait, you're telling me there's storms? D-Sarge, there's storms?
Sarge, is that a geographic storm?
Yo, D-Sarge, that's really gonna harsh the vibes in Greenland.
It's really harshing the vibes, dude.
Again, there's no context to that.
There's no context to D Sarge. Hey, somebody should probably read out the synopsis.
Yeah, go for it.
Hey, I'll do it. What if I just read the synopsis for Greenland fucking 2?
Is it out yet? I thought
It's
it
out.
comes out later this year.
It's out.
Oh. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. There was a small part of me that was like, they didn't mean the new one, right?
No.
No, D Sarge. Where the fuck is? There it is. Nope, that's the second one. Why does the second one pop up more than the first one?
So basically, there's
No,
a
shut the fuck
comet,
up.
and it's coming to the
Stop
Earth.
it. No.
And then the scientists go,
No.
it's nothing.
No.
And then everybody decides that they want to watch it land
No.
because they're like, oh, this will be cool. But then it's not cool.
No.
Then it kills half of Florida.
It's
and they go,
loading.
oh, and then more comets fall, and this guy is trying to get his family to a safe spot, and it turns out the only real safe
I got
place
it.
is Greenland. I already told the synopsis, dude. I mean, go ahead.
A family fights for survival as a planet-killing comet races towards Earth. John Garrity, played by Gerard Butler, and his estranged wife Allison, Marina Baccarin, and the young son Nathan. I like how they don't even reference like who plays Nathan. Fuck IMDb. Make a perilous journey to their only hope for sanctuary amid terrifying news accounts of cities around the world being leveled by the comet's fragments. The Garritys experience the best and the worst in humanity while they battle the increasing panic and lawlessness surrounding them. As the countdown to global apocalypse approaches 0, their incredible trek accumulates in desperation, last-minute flight to possible safe haven. Fuck you, STX Entertainment, for that summary. I had to scroll.
Well, besides the summary, what did you guys think of the movie?
I liked it.
I liked it.
I thought it was a really solid movie. I have no complaints, really.
Go ahead.
Any impressions on the opening scenes?
Remind me I literally just watched this. Remind me the opening scene.
So I was confused about the whole estrangement. So clearly there was something going on between them.
I figured right away. I was like, oh, someone cheated.
So,
I don't know who, but one of them did.
but I don't think they ever answered that question.
I don't think.
I think they kind of do. They very vaguely do when they're in the car and she says like, you know, the blame is on me too. Like I led you to that. And he was like, no, like I crossed the line. And I don't know, like it kind of seemed like they were implying that he was unfaithful, but they never outwardly say it. So they kind of leave that open.
Yeah, it's just it is what it is. But that was the only part that I was kind of struggling with. The other thing that I laughed at, IMDb picked this up quick. Well, I don't know if they did it quick, but they picked it up. The blooper in the beginning, all the windows of the house blew out, and then he runs back inside, and there's no glass.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. There was something else that happened in this movie that I caught that I was like, huh, that's funny. And I don't remember what it was. I don't think I'm going to remember. I think it might not have been this movie, to be honest, but I think it was. I think there was a blooper here where it was something like that, an editing mistake where something happened, and then in the next scene, you're like, what happened to that? I thought.
So it happened later in the movie where the son Nathan they were at the grandfather's house, and the same thing, only different, right? The comet comes and impacts nearby, glass breaks and shatters, and they run in, and the son Nathan is sitting in the room, and there's no glass where he's at.
That, and then there was a small one that it doesn't really bother me that much. They made a point of showing you where the insulin landed when he took it out of his bag by accident.
How the fuck did she not see it?
When the dad first of all, like, I feel like I would check the back seat really quick, like, especially if a kid was back there. I'm like, I'm just going to make sure, double check real quick in a really important moment. But regardless, when the dad goes back to get the medicine, it's like, it's in a completely different spot from where it landed when the kid took it out.
Here's real life survival. Don't pack your most crucial medicine in your kid's backpack.
Yeah.
And give them access to it.
I feel like that would be like a fanny pack situation. You keep that shit close, you know?
Yeah. Purse, right? Up front with you, on you, right? You don't make the kid responsible for it. And that's essentially what you would be doing. You'd be putting that backpack on the kid and you take care of this. I don't think that's a good idea.
I guess I do have a problem with this movie, but I don't know if it's my lack of knowledge that makes it a problem. I don't think they were nearly deep enough to be safe in that bunker.
Oh, you're jumping straight to the end.
Yeah, well, because that's the only you asked, like, you know, is there anything that we caught or anything like that? Like,
well, I specifically said at the beginning.
Oh, wait.
Yeah,
but
we're only like fucking 5 minutes into the episode. We can't immediately jump to the end.
Oh yes, because we've always gone chronologically in a movie
always
on the episode.
Go chronologically.
We never jump right to the end.
Never jumped right to the end.
We've never not talked about the movie the entire time and talked about like something else like
Minecraft.
Minecraft.
Blooper is the fact that grocery store that they went to wasn't already fucking ravaged.
Yeah.
People, even if people like the government, it's safe. Oh, it's not going to hit Earth. People are still going to go take all the toilet paper, fucking get all the, like.
We learned that. Yeah.
All that juice would have been gone. The kid would have not gotten no juice.
So what are both of your takes on the government saying that it's okay, it's not going to be dangerous? Do you think that society would believe the government as a whole or distrust them?
I think distrust.
It would depend on what the news is saying.
Yeah, well, that's the thing is like, because they were saying like, well, the news says this, and I'm like, if I'm being so real, when all the news networks start saying the same thing, I get a little worried.
Yeah.
About what's being said.
Yeah, I'm thinking the opposite. So if the news is like, oh, it's probably fine, and the, fucking government saying like the opposite, I feel like I'm gonna trust the government more. If the news is like, hey, we're all gonna fucking die, and the government's like, it's not a big deal, it like depends. It depends on the situation, really.
I was gonna say, well, because there are a lot of situations in which the media is like, we're all gonna die, and the government's like, we're not.
Like the
it's fine.
Hantavirus shit.
That's exactly what I was gonna say. Like the media going like,
Ebola.
Yeah, it's gonna dock. It's gonna dock, but they say it should be okay. And the government's like, it will be okay.
So then here's a more pointed question in this. I think we would all agree, is it safe for me to say that we would all agree that the government would absolutely lie to us?
Absolutely. And something I was gonna say is I don't disagree with him for that.
Well, because society would just collapse sooner.
Yeah, I mean, the reality is like, if you tell everybody, hey, by the way, the world's ending, what do you do with that information?
Right.
Right? Like, I feel like you just go like, nope, it's fine, until it's like, yeah, it's very obviously not fine. So
Right.
sorry. But like, what are we going to do about it? We can't stop it.
Exactly.
Although, I don't know. Another problem that I have here is I do feel like we would have sent a lot of nukes to that asteroid.
It was already like broken apart though. You'd have to fucking cluster strike.
I guess that's one thing I don't like about. It's not that I don't like, but one thing about this movie where I'm like, you're telling me there was no global effort to try and destroy, at least to break it into smaller pieces, so that there's at least the big one, so that it's not a cataclysmic extinction event. Like, you're telling me all the governments of the world weren't like, yeah, let's shoot everything we fucking got at it. I feel like they would. I feel like you'd hear about something like that, where it's like, hey, they really didn't mention too much of that. Or
Do you think there's
also
a real contingency within the space agencies
I got to
do that?
imagine. Yeah.
I think, wasn't there something recently where they like tested it on something that like wasn't near us, but they still like, were able to divert it enough,
Yeah, so that's usually the plan, is not so much to destroy the asteroid, but to make it miss us.
Yeah.
So like, if it's on track to hit us, they go, okay, well, we're going to send stuff out there to try and knock it off course,
also,
so that it passes us.
Another kind of, it has to happen for the movie to happen, but there's literally no way that a fucking giant comet just pops in out of nowhere. We've got governments looking at the sky. We've got fucking, there's people are constantly looking up. And everything is plotted. Everybody knows where everything is. All the stars, all the little blips. So like, there's literally no way it could just, So there would be way more time for shit to be done.
I mean, to an extent, I agree. I could see, like, the news knew about it in this movie. Like, the news was saying, like, oh yeah, we know it's there. We know it's on its way. Like, we're well aware. Like, was it the same day, or was it like was the intro like days leading up to it?
Well, it was where the movie started, you mean?
Yeah.
That was like, we started in right when it was coming. They already knew it was there.
They said that it came out of nowhere, though. Like, I remember that line. It's from
Right.
another solar system. It came out of nowhere,
Yeah, I mean, things in space don't move that fast.
So I feel like there would have been way more time to prepare for something.
Yeah, I mean, like, we recently had a thing where they were like, there's an asteroid on its way to Earth. We're not worried about it. We're just going to knock it off course and we'll be fine.
Yeah.
And unless a meteor starts raining down right now, I think we're fine. I think it was successful.
And so you guys are right. NASA has a plan called a Planetary Defense Coordination Office, and they do coordinate detection, tracking, mitigation, including kinetic methods. Their first choice is not nuclear options. And you are right. They slammed a probe into an object that it wasn't earthbound, but they slammed it to see if they could change its trajectory at all. And I don't believe that the realistic plan was to change the trajectory. I think they wanted to see how much force they can apply. Yeah, and I don't think they really had a plan, really had what do they say, a snowball's chance in hell of moving it, but they just wanted to see, and it was time to destroy that probe anyway.
See, I know things about space.
Space is cool, dude.
Space.
But I also like going old school. You youngins wouldn't know anything about this, but that old movie, Armageddon, from 1998.
I've seen Armageddon.
They actually say something like that, slamming nukes into it, that would be like, or laser beams. Oh, yeah, because they do have an actual laser ablation plan. And for something this size, or the one in Armageddon specifically, they said it would be like shooting a freight train with BB guns. And so these objects out in space, they range in all kinds of shapes and sizes. Of course, most of them don't come close to us. Of course, the question would come on a comet of this size is, how did it get past Jupiter's gravitational pull?
Yeah, I mean, there would be a lot of things that would have to, in a sense, go wrong in order for something like that to happen. Like, honestly, I'm not gonna lie, a bigger fear of mine would be if it hit our moon.
Oh, that would be crazy.
That would be a much bigger fear of mine, to be
asteroids hit
honest.
the moon all the time.
Yeah, but something this
devastating
big,
like
why it
this.
has
that would
craters.
shatter the moon. Like, the moon would be done. And then what happens to us then? I don't think we survive without the moon.
That's wild.
I mean, we could
That's what I would be worried
survive,
about.
but it would throw a bunch of shit off.
I don't think we could survive. So like all of our tidal waves are
change
created
the
by the
currents.
moon. So like a lot of like our nights would be absolutely pitch black. There would be no light. What else? I mean, the moon does a good bit for us.
Years and years and years for the moon to like fuck off. You know, it's already like I think if it hit our moon, we would have extremely bright nights for like a long ass time because
I don't think the moon is that many light years away from us.
No, but if one
I don't think
thing
it's light
hits
years
a
away from
bigger
us.
thing, they kind of
moon?
merge together
Yeah.
in space.
The moon is only like 300,000 miles.
Yeah, that's so he's saying like if something hit the moon that it would take, like you're saying it would take a long time for us to wait, what exactly are you saying?
I'm saying that the moon would be hot and on fire for a while. I'm saying it more than likely wouldn't destroy the moon, as it would probably just kind of merge with it. Maybe it would knock it further off like our orbit, but like
If we're talking about the comet from this movie,
yeah.
if what it hit Earth and killed everything on Earth and left a massive crater.
Yeah, but it didn't
If it hit
split
our moon,
Earth in half. It lit it on
did
fire.
split the continent. No, it split the continent.
Yeah, but it didn't
Yeah,
open up.
But the
Earth
reason
to-
that it
No,
had
but
that
the
much
Earth is
destruction is
so
because we have
much
an
bigger
atmosphere.
than the moon. Yeah, but the Earth is so much bigger than the moon. And yeah, we had an atmosphere to somewhat slow down the comet before it hit. No atmosphere, just smacks the moon just straight up. I think the moon is gone. I don't think it's like gone immediately, like just evaporates, but I think it breaks into a billion pieces and is just rock flying
it would-
everywhere.
it
I don't
would-
think we have a moon anymore.
It would take a lot of speed to like destroy the moon and then also have it fuck off to the point where we don't have any tidal systems. Because if it did split apart, let's say this, if it split apart, I think we would still have somewhat of a tidal system because the moon's still there. It's just in pieces. We would end up with a ring around our planet.
So this has actually been asked and answered in theory, of course, on planetary.org.
I don't know why I so thought you were about to say Reddit.
No, planetary.org.
The
There's,
most honorable source for information.
It's called the
So-
Planetary Society. It was written by Kate Howells. This is back in 2023. What would happen if an asteroid hit the moon? Now, we're speculating in this movie, it was a 9-mile wide comet, right?
Yeah.
And so in the paper, it would create an enormous new crater, likely tens to over hundreds of kilometers across, depending on exact velocity, angle, and composition. The moon's surface would be scarred dramatically with massive ejecta thrown outward. The impact would generate a brilliant flash visible from Earth, possibly rivaling or exceeding the brightness of a full moon for a short time, followed by a glowing aftermath. Seismic waves would shake the moon, but with no atmosphere or liquid water, there would be no widespread, quote, global effects like on Earth. The moon has endured far larger impacts in its ancient past. So we'd have to go much bigger if we
Really?
wanted to see some kind of a catastrophic failure
Say it
of
with
the
me,
moon.
survivors. This nigga knows space.
I don't think a lot of our survivors can say that.
I give you the pass this one time. Send in your videos saying that.
No.
Make sure you're showing your face. Maybe hold your ID up.
Send in our blackmail for you.
Yeah.
I love it. All right.
I was the closest to being right. Just saying. I said it wouldn't.
No,
Like,
you
merge.
were. Yeah, that's surprising to me.
But like, if it was bigger, let's say for like another, maybe it's like a third of the size of our moon. If that hit it, then it's fucked.
You know, there's a space sim out there
Yeah.
that Markiplier has played.
Universe Sandbox.
Yeah, you literally just have the solar system, or you have the whole
yeah,
universe.
I've played it.
And you can just add stuff in. Like you could just add a planet, add an asteroid, change gravity.
You can
change
shoot
the
it at like
composition
light
of the planet.
speed.
Yeah, you could do a whole bunch of stuff. You could add like 50 suns. You can like increase the mass of the sun until it explodes. Like
Like
you can
I
do cool
did
stuff.
I did a teapot at light speed, and that fucked Earth up.
Okay, so the impact diameter, in order to quote pulverize the moon, the equation it gives is it would have to be an impact delivering energy on the order of the moon's gravitational binding energy. Otherwise, any large impact like that, the moon would just pull itself back together after a period of time.
Really?
Because it's so large, it has its own gravitational pull. So in order to break its gravitational pull, it would be impactor diameter would need to be around 700 to 800 kilometers. So that's roughly the size of a large asteroid like Ceres. So we're talking huge.
But it's not unheard of.
No.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, eventually the moon would put itself back together, unless
We
it
talked about this
completely got
recently.
ejected.
Yeah.
I forget what movie we watched that we were talking about this, but we talked about this recently about how Andromeda and the Milky Way are colliding, and that sounds very scary until you think about how much space is between each star, and you're like, yeah, the odds of anything actually hitting together are so incredibly low.
Yeah, that's why it's like not super likely that we're gonna get rocked by a giant asteroid, but it could happen.
I mean, yeah, like Alex said,
It's
I mean,
happened.
it's like there's Jupiter in the way. I mean, we have a couple planets in the way.
An entire planet has hit our planet, so it could happen. I think that would be. Why don't we have that as a movie?
Which one? A planet
We
hitting
need
us?
We need a planet that pops out of nowhere that is heading towards Earth,
Out of nowhere.
and then we get two sides because there's aliens on the other side, but they look just like humans, so they could just be played by humans. So we got Earth and Earth 2, and they're on a collision course.
But humans with tails.
Yeah. And then you're like, I don't
And
know
they're
who
blue.
to fight for. Who should survive? But in reality, nobody's going to survive.
I like movies where a black hole is coming for Earth.
Like black holes fucking move. They don't
Black
really
holes
move.
Black holes are so scary to me.
Yeah, if you fall into a black hole, it'll stretch you into spaghetti.
Yeah.
Like light will bend so much that you'll be able to see the back of your head.
I feel like we should look this up on Claude. How theoretically painful would it be to get sucked into a black hole? Would it be just immediate, just painless, you're done? Or
Because as you go in, gravity slows time.
Yeah, time distorts.
In theory.
yeah, theoretically, how bad would that be?
Yeah, in theory, how long do you think you would be in a fucking black hole?
Are you
for?
like, is it going to feel like fucking years of just being stretched into spaghetti, or is it going to be rather quick in your mind? Also, would your brain still be able to just shut off the way that it can?
I imagine it'd
in
be
real
similar
time,
to like
or-
if you're underwater really deep, because it's gravity, right? And that's what's the pressure underwater is gravity.
Like, I guess my question is just like the relativity of time. How long would you be dying in a black hole? How long would you perceive yourself dying versus how long would it actually take?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can't give you that answer.
Oh, I thought you knew about space.
I don't know the fucking equation for fucking gravity. I don't know how much. It depends on the size of the black hole, But I think I don't know if it'd be like underwater though, because it's all condensed into one spot. If you're underwater, you're getting pressure from all sides.
Yeah.
So the stretching into the spaghetti is like more likely, and I think you'd probably feel it.
Yeah, but how long is the question?
Okay, so
You have an answer?
theoretically, right? It depends heavily on the black hole size.
Oh.
So, quote, how bad it hurts ranges from instantly horrific to you might not even notice you're doomed until the very end. So a small stellar mass black hole, 3 to 10 solar masses. This is the really bad scenario. Spaghettification starts well before you reach the event horizon. Your feet, closer to the black
shiny
hole, feel enormously stronger gravity than your head. The difference in pull can be billions of g-forces per meter. You'd be stretched vertically like taffy and squeezed sideways. Bones snap, tissues tear, blood vessels rupture, all while you're still fully conscious for at least part of it. It would be excruciatingly painful for however many seconds or fractions of a second your nervous system holds out.
You'd probably
medieval
black out.
torture rack
I
amplified
was gonna
by
say,
orders of magnitude.
I have a feeling at some point your brain's just like, no.
By the time
Don't
you're near
experience
the
this.
event horizon, you're already
We're
a
okay.
long, thin stream of atomized matter. Death is certain and extremely unpleasant. And then, For a supermassive black hole, example Sagittarius A at 4 million solar masses, this is the gentler but still fatal version.
That's quite a bit bigger, by the way.
Tidal forces at the event horizon are so weak you might not feel anything unusual when crossing it. It could feel smoother than a roller coaster drop. You could survive as a living human for a while after crossing. Potentially hours in your own proper time for the very largest black holes. Potentially hours. However, as you fall deeper toward the singularity, tidal forces ramp up dramatically. Eventually, spaghettification kicks in hard. Some analysis suggests that once the stretching begins in earnest, it happens so quickly, in a fraction of a second in your frame, that nerve signals might not even have time to register full pain before your body is destroyed.
So it's saying that smaller ones will kill you slower and more painfully, and the bigger ones, you actually wouldn't feel it for a long time, and then it would just be rather sudden?
Yeah, for the larger
So
ones.
did they say you could get closer to the larger ones without dying than the bigger?
Before you start to die.
Than the smaller one? Why is that?
I don't know.
That's weird.
So in short, falling into a black hole is one of the worst ways to go, either by being ripped apart molecule by molecule in agony, small hole, or by a slower descent into an inevitable destruction, big hole. Nature's most
more mass.
efficient meat grinder.
You know?
That's not what happened to the guy in Interstellar, though.
No, they put a tesseract in the middle of it
So,
for
like,
him to speak to his daughter through time.
I feel like Quad doesn't know what they're talking about. Actually, Desarge, I watched Interstellar, and that's not what they said.
I seen the picture of a black hole. It's not even scary.
Desarge, I don't even see it.
Desarge, it is. I can show you my black hole.
Oh man.
Black hole.
So, getting your kid taken from you.
Yeah.
First of all, great actress. That's another actress that I did not know her name, but I saw her and I was like, I know her.
She's in Deadpool.
That's where I know her
She was
from.
a stripper in Deadpool.
She was
And
Vanessa.
Deadpool 2.
Yeah.
And Deadpool 3.
I was gonna say Deadpool's girlfriend because I think that's and his wife.
No, I'm just referring to her as Wolverine referred to her. He said, "You couldn't even save a relationship with a goddamn stripper." And then they fought in a Honda Odyssey.
I remember that scene. She is a great actress. I don't know how you continue after that. I was kind of really feeling for her.
My fucking kid.
I was really feeling for her. The further that car got away without her being able to stop somebody, the more I was like, yeah, I'm losing hope too. Like that real quick, that would be really hard to keep going from.
Yeah.
Like there was a moment where when she saw the comet coming down and she was standing on the highway, there was a moment where I was like, if I'm her, I'm hoping it hits me. Like I'm hoping it just ends it quick right now so that I could be like, I didn't even have it. There's nothing I could do. But like getting your kid taken from you like that, I don't know.
And that's a good way to put it, because that's the way that she made me feel, was that it was like that running after the car, stopping, turning around and running to get to another car were all going on inside of her at the same exact time.
Yeah.
Like she was being pulled in multiple
you just
directions.
Don't know what to fucking do.
Right.
Yeah, and every time a car passes you and doesn't stop to help you, it's like that's another chance gone. That's another chance gone. Now he's even further. He's even further now. Like at a certain point, it is like there is no chance I'm ever finding him again.
Will you survive? Rulebook. Don't trust motherfuckers.
That's right.
I would just say stay armed.
Especially balding men with beards. Sorry, Alex.
I guess in their
No, I'm okay. I'm trustworthy because I'm not balding. I'm bald.
Oh, yeah,
I
true,
guess
true.
in their situation, they couldn't have a gun, but...
Chat clip that. He admitted it. He's come to terms with it.
Okay.
Okay.
No,
so
but like that ass, why
revert.
don't they have guns? You know?
I mean,
Yeah.
I get it because they came from the airfield and the Air Force Base was not going to let them have guns on those planes. So that could make sense. But like they never didn't have guns before that either.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm like, I don't know. I
They
feel
could
like
have at
that's
least
one of the
left
first
one in their
things.
glove box or something, you know?
Yeah.
You know, like, take it on your way, at least.
I'm a big Second Amendment fan.
Well,
make some people mad, but
here's something else. When you're in this situation, remember, we've always said on this podcast that you need to keep your presence of mind. You need to be calm. You need to be thoughtful. One very simple, nobody does it, but maybe this is how you save your life. Nobody does this. When you go to get into a stranger's car because you're in a dire situation and you need help, go to get in that stranger's car, make sure that their child safety lock isn't on when you open their back door.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's smart.
Also, unbuckle your fucking child that they're about to steal.
Uh-huh.
You know?
I don't know. Like, he's coming around the right side. I feel like open the left side and fuck. Or
it
lock
seems
it,
like-
jump in the driver's seat.
It seemed like he liked his wife. Choke that bitch out.
Yeah, well,
keep
like-
trying to open the door. I'm a killer.
She locked him out.
That's good. That's good too.
The wife was like, "I'm not gonna let you in," and then I don't know if she ended up doing it afterwards, but
She did.
The second I'm realizing that he's pulling out the handle and it's not opening, and he's on my side, I'm jumping in the driver's seat.
I like that too.
I'm punching the gas. I don't know. That's what I thought she was gonna do, and then she just stood there and got yanked out of the car.
She could have also, there's like emergency
Claw his
latches
eyes
and
out?
shit inside of like trunks. And that was like
Yeah.
SUV. She could have jumped into the back and tried to open it. I don't know if it'll work. I don't know that specific vehicle, but
But it wasn't even like, so one of my complaints on that scene was the kid wasn't like a toddler. Like I could understand
He could jump out.
my toddler not knowing what to do and not jumping out, not opening the door and getting out. But like this kid was, what would you speculate? 9, 10?
They said it. He was 7.
He was 7. I
I
think
do think that is young enough that you would panic. You would freeze and you wouldn't know what to do. But I do see what you mean. Like, you would hope that it'd be like, hey, I'm getting yanked out of this car. It's clear they're trying to steal you. Maybe
Okay.
get out.
so in this situation, what does she have as a weapon? Me, I'm thinking, oh, she has she has a couple bottles of insulin, right? And a needle. Fill that
She'd have
bitch
to
up. Shoot
She'd have
that
to
into
get
his
it
neck.
ready. That'd be too much prep time.
Shit, don't even grab the insulin. Shoot a bubble into his neck.
yeah,
That could
yeah.
actually do something. Yeah.
Little
Although
air
did
embolism.
you see a couple of gaffes with the insulin? So she had said your machine is empty,
Yeah.
and what was it? Your machine is empty.
I think she said you're empty.
and
What the fuck?
Oh,
Body exposure and sexualized behaviors.
Literally
have
what?
no idea what that meant.
Literally where?
TJ, stop looking so damn sexy.
Dude, I can't stop rubbing my nipples on stream,
God,
apparently.
dude, it's gonna get us banned.
That's bizarre. That was a bizarre one.
That's just crap.
Absolutely.
There was nothing that we said that was sexy.
I should shoot
No.
a bubble into his neck.
Yeah, they're like, too sexy. Yeah, that's
But
an option.
They made a couple of gaffes in the whole insulin thing because the kid was low on his insulin,
On his insulin, but he was high on his
but he was high on his blood sugar, and so it was like, wait,
yeah.
no, opposite, low on blood sugar. So it's like if you were low on your insulin's not pumping anymore. You wouldn't be low on blood sugar. You would be going high.
yeah.
Insulin is supposed to bring it down,
Oh, gotcha.
and
Insulin's just
she
supposed
actually
to like stabilize it.
What's high?
high. Anything over, I want to say, God, I can't remember.
You
now.
know,
'Cause
you
he was
think
at,
you
like,
think I would know this. A
300.
lot of
He
my
was,
family
like-
has fucking diabetes, but I did not.
He was like, I think they said he was like 330.
Yeah, but high, I think pre-diabetic.
Does it
starts
also
at,
change?
Like 190?
Does it also change if you're younger and smaller?
No. Because okay, so in one of the scenes, Nathan says he has low blood sugar, and his mother gives him extra insulin. This would lower the blood sugar even further, right? He has low blood sugar. He would need to eat something,
Gotcha. Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And then they did the opposite later on, where he was supposed to, I think his thing said it was empty, and I'm trying to find it here.
She gave
And
him
he
a
was, like,
sugar pill
crashing.
at one point.
Yeah, they gave him something, and it was like, that would have been the wrong thing to do. Like, once again,
If
So
it's
they had it
high, why
There
would
it
you give
is.
him more sugar?
so Nathan appears unwell outside the airbase. Allison confirms that his insulin pump is running empty and then proceeds to give him candy. Where his insulin pump empty, his sugar would be running high, giving him candy would be dangerous. So they flipped those two things.
Yeah.
Blood sugar's low is when you give him the candy. Blood sugar's high is when you give him insulin.
They had it flipped.
Also, I would like to say, as a parent, I'd have been like, yo, keep your fucking mouth shut. Like, with certain things. Also, as a husband, Why are you just telling people your kid has fucking, diabetes?
Are you talking about
Especially
at
with
the
the
airbase?
government? Yeah.
Well, there was a reason.
Because he forgot.
They forgot
left
the meds,
medicine.
so she was asking. What she was saying is like, "Hey, my husband's going to go get the meds. Can you make sure he gets on the same plane with me?" And then they were like, "Meds?
Meds? Exactly.
was
So
like-
I would have not mentioned shit. Because, I'm thinking, selection process. Either it's a bunch of white people or they're clearing out the sick ones.
Well, she literally my thought if I was them would be like, we already got selected. They already considered all this, and they are letting us on. They made a mistake, and they said that where they're like, hey, yeah, we're sorry. Like that was supposed to be caught in the screening process. That slipped through. That's our bad, but your son can't get on.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't blame her at all for being like, okay, I'm in a safe place now. Let me tell him like, hey, can you just make sure my husband gets on with me?
You're
Like,
never safe with the government.
I mean, I kind of agree, but I
And
also I
then,
don't blame her.
My other point, I just thought of. I was trying to think of it. When they're in the car with the couple, and the kid's like, "Oh yeah, we were gonna get on a plane," and blah blah blah, and then they look back
Yeah,
and see the
yeah,
fucking
I agree.
wristbands. Shut the fuck
Yep.
up.
I agree. You don't say shit. You stay absolutely silent.
Yep.
And I would immediately hide my wristband, because that's
So
a
what-
commodity. That's a chance at survival that nobody out here has, or else they would be at the base,
Right.
So I would
What I
I'd
got-
fucking hide it.
What I got from it was this movie gave us, from a completely different perspective, completely different genre, of course, but it was the real life of the tragedy and apocalypse, like outside. I liked a few of the things that they did because that was very real life. Getting your kid taken because the desperation of that couple of like, we can make this work, right? We're going to get on this plane. And
Yeah, but it's like I can understand the desperation, but it's like, man, there's so many gaps in that logic
oh yeah,
that like
Absolutely.
it's insane. It's not a viable option by any means.
they clearly weren't thinking straight. Like he thought he was going to get on that plane without a wristband himself.
Yeah, like that's the first problem is you guys don't have it. Sure, he does. If they let him on, they would only let him on.
Right.
Like that's like arriving to an amusement park where they give out the bracelets when you leave so that you can come back in. That's like arriving with one bracelet and two people don't, and you're like, oh, well, we all
We
are
were
gonna
all
go,
here.
right?
We were all
It's
here.
like, no.
Somebody stole our bracelets.
Yeah, no, only the one with the bracelet is gonna come in.
Right, exactly.
But yeah, I don't know. I thought that was a really cool scene though. That was very brave of the kid to break there and
I
basically
mean, in reality, what was bro gonna do? Stomp a kid out in front of,
In
Yeah,
front of the
well,
Keep your
but,
mouth
like,
shut. Don't say nothing.
that-
What are you gonna? They're
that
surrounded by
fear.
people with guns, and
But
I'm
yeah,
assuming.
well, it's not that. It doesn't have to do with logic at that point. It has to do with like children. That's how people control children.
Yeah,
Is like
fear.
the whole it's fear. You do what I say and you won't get hurt. You do what I say, and then you will get what you want. You'll get your mom. And so the kid goes into this because they're a child with this idea that, well, then I just have to do whatever I have to do in order to see my mom. That's the only step they're thinking. They're not thinking ahead of, well, how is this guy going to get me to see my mom? They're not thinking that. So the kid being able to stand up and say, these are not my parents, that's crazy. In my opinion,
And that's
for
why,
a child to
as a
have the
parent,
strength
you need
to
to
do that.
take your kids out into the woods, drop them there with nothing but a fire starter and a fucking soggy blanket, and you let them
Land
survive.
nav training. Yeah, land nav. Give them a map.
Yep, tell
A
them to
fire
find
starter?
their way home. You give them a fucking needle and a leaf and a cup. Tell them to make a compass.
You know, that's something that they used to do in, not the compass thing, but the land nav. They used to, I don't know if they still do. I'm sure they do. They would do that on Fort Hood in Texas.
Yeah.
I'm fairly certain. It's such a huge base with a lot of wooded area. They drop you off basically in a spot with a map, and you and your squad would have to find your way out.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah, it was always something that I'm like, I feel like if I know I could be saved at any moment, that could be fun.
Yeah.
Kind of like an escape room
I
kind of
mean,
yeah.
thing.
If
Yeah.
I know the direction of where I'm coming from.
You don't.
You
That's
know?
the thing. Like, they drop you off. You don't know which way's north. You don't know where you
I could
are.
find that
You're
pretty
given a
easy.
map. Well, that's the thing. Like, you're given a map. You're not told what direction you're in, and you're told, okay, find your way back. And so you have to determine where's north. You have to determine, okay, where are we on this map? And it's a topographical map, so you got to try to find like any sort of landmark that could kind of help you figure out where you are on the map. And I feel like I'm pretty decent at reading maps. I think I would actually have a little bit of fun if it didn't feel like my life was in danger.
I would just look at the sun. Where's the sun at?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, duh. Like, yeah, definitely to figure out like what direction you're in. But after that, like, you still don't know where on the map you are.
Right.
You're just in a wooded area, so you're gonna have to get high ground to find some sort of landmark to look on the map and say, okay, well, there's a big ass hill there. This is what it would look like on the topographical map. I'm gonna hope that that's the hill I'm looking at right now.
Yeah, if you could find, if you can find
lake would be
direction,
huge.
north, south, east, west, you're mostly there. If you have a map and you could find direction and you know like your general area, like these guys knew they were still in Texas, right? Just judging by the fact that you can't get very far.
Without going 8 hours and then
We take
yeah.
these guys from Texas and we drop them in rural Missouri.
What was
feel
that comedian who said he came over here from London and found out that they thought that a 2-hour drive, right?
From New York to Orlando.
Well, no. What is a suburb of London? You know, it's like, is that
yeah.
near London? No, that's not near London. And it's like, then he came down to Texas and was
45
like,
minutes away.
they can drive for 12 hours in any direction and not leave the state of Texas.
Yeah, it does make me laugh when Europeans want to talk about how like, Americans are just so uncultured. They just don't travel. They don't know anything about other cultures. I'm like, do you realize how fucking big our country is? We have 50 little countries in our country.
Yeah.
In the UK, you could drive to a different suburb and the motherfuckers have a different fucking stupid ass accent.